Welcome to the Collectables Matrix. My name is Toby and today we're going to be having a look at some Garbage Pail Kids. Recently I bought 3 small lots from eBay, and this is what I tend to do with Garbage Pail Kids because you can pay quite a lot of money for these cards. But if I spot something that comes up that's just a couple of quid, I might well purchase it. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick look through these and then we're going to have a look at an article by John Pound from this awesome book. This is really kind of like a retrospective look at some of the artwork from Garbage Pail Kids cards. And there's an article at the back which is very interesting, and it outlines some of the history of the Garbage Pail Kids. I'm going to read that and we'll see on screen some flipping through some of these artwork as I do it. So that's the second half of the video. You can, if that doesn't interest you so much, you can always turn it off there, but there's definitely some fascinating stuff in that article. But firstly, let's have a quick look at some of the cards that we have here. Now, Garbage Pail Kids were released in 1985 by Topps. Now, I'm based in the UK, so they were initially released in America. Let's have a quick look at these first 3. So, Oak K. There. Rod Wad. There. Liberty Libby. Let's lay those out. You can see there's a play on words here. Each sticker or card features a garbage pail character having some comical abnormality or deformity, maybe suffering from some terrible pain or fate or death, with humorous wordplay character names such as what you can see here. They're kind of cutesy, but they're not. And they are a parody of the Cabbage Patch Kids dolls that were very popular at the time. There are 2 versions of each card, with variations featuring the same artwork but with different character names. If we get these out here, this is the second lot. Vile Kyle. There. Rod Wad again, so we've got a double there. Creepy Terry. You can see there are numbers at the top here. This is really important. That's 5B. So that's an early one. Thin Lynn. This is still the first series. We've got Blasted Billy, which is the opposite to the famous Adam Bomb. 8B there. And Electric Bill, 4B. So these are quite early. They have been written on the back. Explain. The sticker fronts are die cut. Well, they are in America, but they're not in the UK, and that's one of the big differences. That's why I love the UK version so much more than the American version, because you see, with the Americans, the sticker die cut is within the card, whereas at the UK you have this peel here and you can take the whole front of the card off and you get one whole sticker, complete sticker. And I've seen on many examples of American versions of these cards the sticker peeling up at the edge because it's almost vulnerable, whereas with this right up to the edge here, they stay together much better, I find. Much prefer the UK versions than the US versions. So many of the backs of the cards feature puzzle pieces that form giant murals. You can see there as part there. While other flip side subjects vary greatly among the various series, from humorous licenses and awards to comic strips. You can see wanted posters and stuff like that. Now, this is still being made, Garbage Pail Kids. It's had a bit of a rocky history. There were 15 series released in America. Now, it's different for the UK. They were released shortly after the hype, the craze in the US. And they were released in England, Ireland, Scotland. Unlike the US cards that measured 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches and a die cut, which was what I was explaining before, the UK cards are smaller, measuring 2 by 1.125 by 3 inches. In the UK at the time, there were lots of cards that were this sort of size that you could get in cigarettes. So that's probably why they did them this size. The sticker cards come 3 to a plastic or cellophane pack with a slab of gum, except for the 5th series that comes 4 cards to a pack. So you'd only get 3 in a pack, and that's something to think about. 15 original US sets were released by Topps compared to only 8 in the UK. And I think one of the things about Garbage Pail Kids is they do court controversy, and many schools banned them, and many parents were outraged by the subject matter. One of the reasons why I love Garbage Pail Kids is because I can remember how I felt about them at the time. They were just so cool and disgusting and glossy and in your face. And they were smart. The artists that did this, but this is really beautiful artwork. Even if it is creepy, it is really fascinating to look at. And the artwork caught my attention. As a kid, I remember trading them with my friends. Had a massive amount of these Garbage Pail Kid cards. And I still have my original collection, actually. Probably not all of them. So we've got another little pack here I've opened up. These feel like they're in really good condition. Now these are more recent. So we've got Cracked Craig. You can see that's 193B, probably series 5 or 6. Surreal Neil. It's a take on the Salvador Dali painting, 196B. And Terry Cloth, 169B. This one, Terry's face has come off on the towel. Lovely. So there are some quite good ones here in this little collection. This one, Oak K, doesn't have a number. If you know why that is, put it in the comment section down below. I'm going to look it up and see what the situation is there. Beautiful card. Right, so these will go into my collection, which we'll probably have a better look at some point. But they are fascinating cards, and I will carry on collecting them even when I've completed the set, which I'm a little way off yet. Right, so that's the first part of the video. Now I'm going to have a read of John Pound's article at the back of the book here. And what we'll do is we will add in some images of me having a flip through this book. Popping Out Garbage Pail Kids by John Pound. John Pound has painted art prints, book covers, comics covers, and hundreds of Garbage Pail Kids stickers. He also writes code that draws instant random art books. The early 1980s saw punk rock, personal computers, Rubik's Cube, Star Wars sequels, video games, Reaganomics, and AIDS. In California, I was painting lurid underground comic covers, heavy metal style art prints, and fantasy book covers. Meanwhile, in New York, while creating comics, Art Spiegelman was also art directing Topps Wacky Packages stickers, which parodied products sold in stores. In 1984, Art called and asked if I could paint a few wacky packages. I loved humour art, so it sounded great. I did 9 paintings from their gag roughs. One idea, sketched by Mark Newgarden, was Garbage Pail Kids, a parody of Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. But that image was never printed when Topps decided to do a whole series of Garbage Pail Kids stickers. They asked several artists to draw some idea sketches plus a colour rough to show how the cards might look. I got carried away, doing about 50 pages of loose sketches with lists of ideas and names. I planned to redraw the 6 best ideas to look more professional and send those in. But my wife, Karen, said, "Don't redraw, send them everything. They already know you can paint." Wise words. Topps liked the ideas and sketches I sent in and the colour example, so they asked me to paint 44 stickers for Garbage Pail Kids. Only 41 were used. Art said having all the paintings done by one artist would give the set unity. The deadline was 2 months away. That meant doing one painting a day. For covers or art prints, one painting took 2 to 5 weeks. But there was no time for perfectionism. I had to get organised. I broke each painting into little 1-hour tasks, sketched rough layout, traced tight pencil, send copies to Tops for approval or revisions, colour rough, paint flesh and hair, paint clothes, paint props and airbrush the background. Art assigned me ideas to paint from the ones I'd sent in, and from others that artists like Mark Newgarden had developed. Using shock tactics for maximum impact, GPKs, as they came to be known, would be gross, mean, snotty, rude and rebellious. But since I had to look at these violent, miserable and disgusting kids all day while painting them, I selfishly wanted them to also feel good to look at, to be cute and lovable while spewing mayhem, disasters and wild, crazy nonsense like they're proud to be weird. Designing the stickers was simple. Put an upright figure in the middle, have the logo above, the name below, the room around the edges to peel away the die-cut sticker. Instead of all white or all black backgrounds, introduce coloured airbrushed backgrounds, each one different for variety, mood and space. Make the figures compact and sculptural, like they could be actual dolls. After all the paintings were done, Tops held a GPK naming session, inventing 2 names per painting for both the A and B stickers. Len Brown was very active at Tops as their creative director, overseeing everything in a good-natured, friendly way. I had several phone calls with him over ideas and revisions for the GPKs. Tops had great distribution. Once Series 1 was released in 1985, GPK sales went through the roof and we started work on Series 2. Again, I painted all the front artwork, 42 cards this time. Series 2 introduced some horizontal designs, Matt Rat number 66, and close-ups, Gorgeous George number 73. In Series 3, a Mr. Hand appeared, victimizing kids, Punchy Perry number 97. More defined backgrounds started appearing. Tom Bunk, who drew card backs for Series 1 and 2, started painting some fronts. Hurt Kurt, number 89. The paintings were unsigned, and Tops never shared hate mail or fan mail with the artists. Reactions to GPKs varied. Kids loved them. Some parents hated them. Schools banned the stickers because kids traded them in class. A couple of reviewers wrote about how these gross stickers were done with love. Licensed posters, binders and toys were made. A cheesy movie was released in 1987. Crude imitations appeared in the market. In 1986, the makers of Cabbage Patch Kids sued Tops over Garbage Pail Kids. Tops settled out of court and we were able to continue making new stickers. Growing busier, Art delegated some GPK art directing and phone calls to Mark Newgarden. Like Art, Mark was great to work with. Our phone sessions over gag ideas, pencils and adding more twists frequently broke out into laughter. We realised college doesn't prepare you for real-world decisions like whether bath should be smooth or chunky. To help refresh the idea pool, I continued submitting GPK sketches to Tops, drawing several on a page like incoherent comic strips. By Series 8 in 1986, James Warhola had also started painting fronts. The art gradually grew more detailed and finished, taking longer to complete. Tom Bunk's paintings were sometimes generously filled with background gags. With Series 10 in 1987, Tops changed the design of GPKs and the arched logo became straight. The eyes, ears and the number of fingers changed, and GPKs had to have hard plastic bodies cracked somewhere. They went from cute to ugly. Series 16 was completed in 1988 but not published. The wild GPK party began to wind down. In the 1990s, Tops tried publishing other humour sticker sets like Trash Can Trolls and Bathroom Buddies. I began developing my own cartoon paintings, drawings and stories for book projects and making digital art. In 2002, Topps began selling GPK original art on eBay for prices we never would have imagined. Then, in 2003, GPKs returned as 80s pop culture resurfaced. Under art directors John Williams and Jeff Zapata, Topps began making all new series. A&S Garbage Pail Kids. All new series set 1 featured unpublished series 16 paintings plus new art by Tom Bunk and myself with gags by Jay Lynch. Oddly, sticker numbers did not continue from where they left off at 620 back in 1988, but started over at 1. Topps released 7 A&S sets, adding more artists to the team, and the Garbage Pail Kids flashback sets, reprinting the 1980s GPKs. Overall, making Garbage Pail Kids was a dream job. I'm deeply grateful to have worked with a team of many talented creators, sharing crazy fun with the world. Guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing these Garbage Pail Kids and hearing what John Pound had to say. If you did, click the thumbs up, and if you're not subbed already, it'd be awesome if you could. We are a small channel that is trying to grow. We appreciate your support, and I will see you again soon.